There's something that comes up all the time in hypnosis sessions, Akashic work, and intuitive development. Some people will say, I don't see anything, and then they think that means they're doing it wrong. But here's the thing most practitioners never talk about. Not everyone can actually visualize in their mind's eye. Some people literally see nothing at all, and that experience actually has a name. It's called aphantasia. Today I want to talk about what that is and why it matters for hypnosis and intuitive work, and why not seeing anything doesn't mean you're not receiving information. This topic recently came up inside my Woodpreneur Society, and a bunch of people reached out to me in the DMs saying I can't visualize anything when we do journeys or hypnosis sessions. But before I get into it, hi, my name is Bree, and I am a spiritual hypnotherapist and Akashic record reader through my Hypnotic Akashic Awakening session. And I work with coaches, healers, and facilitators who want to access deeper intuitive insights and guide others through trance work. Through my sessions and trainings and community, I see hundreds of people going through hypnosis and intuitive journeys. And this question about not seeing anything comes up far more often than you think. And what I realized is that a lot of people think visualization is required for intuitive work, but the reality is human brains process internal information very differently. Some people see images, some people hear things, some people feel sensations, and some of them, they just know things. And once you understand that, it changes everything about how you approach hypnosis and intuition. So let's talk about aphantasia. So that is when someone cannot actually visually form visual images in their mind. If you tell them, close your eyes and imagine a red apple, they literally do not see an apple at all. They see nothing. And it's estimated that around 1 to 3% of the population experience full aphantasia. And on the opposite end of the spectrum is hyperphantasia, where people see imagery so vivid that it's almost like watching a movie in their mind's eye. And most people actually fall somewhere in between those two extremes. But here's the big thing. Intuition is not limited to visual information. As hypnotherapists, coaches, and facilitators, we often lean heavily on visual language. We say things like, see a staircase in front of you. Visualize a white light coming down through your crown. Imagine a door opening. And for many people, that works fine, like it's perfectly fine for them. But for someone with aphantasia, those instructions literally do not translate in their brain. It's like giving someone directions in a language they don't speak. So instead, we need to bring in multiple sensory pathways. So it's not just seeing, but it's also sensing, feeling, hearing, and also knowing, and maybe even smelling and other senses like that. For example, instead of saying see a staircase, you might say sense the space around you shifting. Reach out and feel the railing beneath your hand as you begin to descend. That gives the brain a lot more ways to access the experience. One of the most interesting things that came out of our conversation in the community was this. Some people never see anything visually, but they have incredibly strong intuitive knowing. They might just suddenly know who is present, what symbol is being represented, and what message is coming through. But there's no image, just information. And that is still a completely valid intuitive way to receive information. In fact, many highly intuitive people are actually stronger in sensing or knowing than visualization, myself included, even though I'm a very visual thinker. So when people believe visualization is required, it requires a lot of unnecessary frustration. They start thinking, why can everyone else see things but I can't? Or maybe they even think, I'm just not intuitive. But once you understand sensory processing differences, you begin to realize that intuition can come through many different channels, and seeing is just one of them. So if you've ever done meditation, hypnosis, or intuitive work and thought, I don't see anything, there is a good chance that you are still receiving information. It might just come through a different way for you. It could come through sensing, emotional shifts, body sensations, or an inner knowing. And learning how to trust your mind processing this type of information is actually part of developing intuition, not something you need to fix. I'd actually love to hear your experience with this. When you go into meditation or hypnosis, what do you have? How do you receive information? Do you see images, sense things, hear things, or just know? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Because the more we talk about this, the more people realise they're not doing it wrong, their brain just works differently. Let me know in the comments if you've had any sessions like this and you would like to know how to facilitate them differently. Jump into our community and I will help you out.